To get us started, I want to set the scene and share some data and research on what it's like to be an LGBTQ plus person looking for work and working in various parts of the US. Of course, everyone's experiences do differ, but I think sometimes we might assume things are basically fine when in fact many LGBTQ plus folks experience extremely challenging situations at work. The data that I'm about to share with you are from a national survey in 2021. And here we can see that about a quarter to a third of LGBTQ plus folks experience discrimination or harassment that is based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. So this isn't general harassment like a customer was just rude, but this is harassment that someone else who doesn't have these identities would not have experienced. I encourage you on this slide to pause this here to read all of these quotes, but I will share one with you now here. It says, quote, "I am asexual and was a team lead. A supervisor used it as one of the reasons I was unfit for my position. She said it showed that I was either naive or just wanted to be special, and neither were qualities of a good team lead." End quote. So this person was demoted because of their sexual orientation. As you look at these quotes on here on the screen, you'll see that these types of things happen all over the country. That's what I want to really underline here, right? It happens to all types of LGBTQ plus people of all variety of identities. And there are all kinds of then impacts from the daily devaluing to demotion to denying someone a promotion. This chart here shows that trans folks experience across the board for every type of harassment or discrimination that can happen higher levels of discrimination and harassment than non-trans or cis folks. And many, many people are not out at work. Only 30% of LGBTQ plus people surveyed were entirely out at work, and 50% weren't out to their supervisor. And truthfully, if I think about the quotes that we just looked at a minute ago, I can see why someone might be worried about coming out to a supervisor. And here, as you can see from the stories on this slide, often things can change dramatically for the worse once someone is out or outed. For example, someone here is saying, quote, "My previous coworker would constantly use every hateful word he could think of against me. He would out me to customers and everyone." And lastly, over a third of LGBTQ plus people look for another job or leave the job they were in because of the negative environment of that job. And speaking personally, I hear about this all the time. At organizations large and small, it's quite common for LGBTQ plus people to have the experiences where they're shown or told that it's not entirely safe for them to be who they are in the workplace, that they have to quiet some part or hide some part of themselves, and they then ultimately end up looking for employment elsewhere.